Hello everybody, my name is Silver Mickey and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, please go on ahead and subscribe, but let me just quickly warn you something about this video, which is today's video is a rant, so please do not get triggered or mad at me for making this rant. And also, this is not supposed to target anyone, like, generally. This is kind of something where I'm just informing the general population. I'm not saying this is about absolutely anybody. And it's especially not about Hatsu, Kayata, or Miku. Don't get triggered by this because it's not about y'all, I swear. But today I will be ranting about toxic friends and what a friendship like that works like. Believe me, that's the worst kind of friendship and probably the only one I've ever had, I feel. Except for Hatsu, Kayata, and Miku. So what exactly is a toxic friend? Well, they're a friend who isn't really your friend, they just like to pretend to be. Well, this is the first definition. There are, like, two definitions. And this is very common, and it's really hard to spot this kind of friend because, like, they act like it, but they're really not. They don't really like you. And the second definition, which is a friend who puts you down more than they pull you up. They seem to solely want to hurt you, and this is a bit more rare than the first, but still very common. These are very easy to find, but then somehow they're harder to leave. Like, trust me. Number 1, why do people do it? And this is talking about definition number 1. Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's because people feel like desperate enough for friends that they will do anything to get them. So they find someone that they really don't like, and they just pretend to be friends for hours, days, months, or even years, just to fake a friendship. I mean, yeah. Number 1, could my friend be toxic in this way? And we're still on definition number 1. Sorry, I can't talk today like I've talked all day at school. And now that I'm home, like, I can't say anything right. And here are the signs that you can figure it out. They constantly seem to say yes to, like, everything you ask them. Number 2, they avoid you, like, they try to avoid you. Sometimes they'll give you, like, bad glares, but they keep it secret. Rumors start to spread about you that only that friend would know. And they're never really there for you. Also, definition number 1, how do you leave them? Well, never, just don't stay with this kind of friend because they're bad, and here are some ways and some tips for leaving them. Way number 1, just avoid them back. It'll eventually get you split up so you won't talk anymore, and that's actually one of the best ways to do it, but at the same time it's really hard because they seem to want to talk to you still. Number 2, don't be mean back to them. That'll just get your reputation even worse than it already is. If you have a reputation like mine, then go ahead, be a total to them because my reputation is already that bad. Number 3, just tell them that you just don't want to be your friends. Nothing really goes wrong with this one except for them giving you a worse reputation and a harder time. Number 4, speak to them about their relationship, and if you find out that it is really toxic, then just go on ahead and use your opportunity to break up with them and leave them. Hatsu and I's experience with the first kind, which is, alright, well, if you ever need friendship advice, you should really just come to me and Hatsu because we've had, like, so many friendships. And in America alone, I know Hatsu's had this about, like, 3 times or so, and I've had it, like, 5 times now. Like, I get this a lot. And I usually get these from, like, popular kids who just want more friends. And at our school, like, Hatsu and I, our classes are on the other side of the hall, so we don't have any classes together. And on my side, I'm that bullied, just weird, loser, weeaboo kid. And kids think that hanging out with me will make them cooler and nicer, and then when that works out, they leave. And typically for me, this has only lasted at the most a month. Like, it doesn't typically last very long for me, but it has lasted longer for Hatsu. Type number 2, why would people do it? Well, people usually do this for either popularity or they think it's funny to do just things like this. Or they figure that it's just a joke and that it's really funny, but I assure you it is not funny on either side. And, well, people do this a lot and it's pretty common, so me and Hatsu are put into the situation. Like, a lot. Type number 2 would my friend consider to be this? Well, I can't say 100% accurately, but from what I've learned, these are pretty common signs of this kind of friendship, which is, number 1, they like to make jokes about you that really just aren't funny. me and my friends, we like to make jokes about me all the time, and my personality and my looks. But we don't, but it's always like funny, or we're just doing it for fun. But when they make it, and you're not really doing it for fun, then it's just like bad. Number 2, when you're upset and they just try to relate to you. I'm just going to use you guys for an example. This didn't actually happen. I'm just kind of doing an example right now. And let's just say Hatsu died. And then my friend Kayeda says, I've lost my cat, so I know how this feels. Like, honestly, losing a cat is nothing like losing your sister, bruh. That was just an example. Nothing like that has ever happened. And number 3, they spread rumors of you or secretly bullied or secret cyberbullying you, which is they forward dumb stuff that you don't know that they're forwarding this to everybody. They just are. And yes, that does happen. Type number 2, how should you leave them? Well, you really just shouldn't stay with them, because this is going to turn into something a lot worse. And you can either just lose contact with them and ignore them. And don't look them in the eye or speak to them if they talk to you. Don't be mean, even if they're jerks, but being mean back just makes things worse for you. Trust me, and it makes you look really bad too. And 4, just try not to sit with them in class. Even if you're forced to, just tell your sensei that you have a bad rep with that person. And they'll probably let you move, but if that's not possible, just scoot your desk away a little bit, like, it's easy. Number 2, Hatsu and I's experience. Well, in America alone, I've had this a couple times, like 4 times, and Hatsu's had this 8 or 9 times now. She gets a lot. And it usually happens because we're both weird, loner weeaboo kids, and we do Japanese customs, kind of like customs at our school, which usually like our lunches, which are usually ramen and crackers or sushi and chips, because it's good. I swear to you guys, it's good. And people think it's funny just to be a toxic friend to us just because that we're weird and they think that their friends are going to appreciate them doing this. And I'm just going to talk now about some of the friendships I have had, which is I hate life sometimes because of these, because I always seem to have friendships that never last forever, or they never last too long. And they're literally the worst, and they bring people's lives down on them. I mean, usually I get this sort of treatment from people for stuff such as my lunch, my Japanese clothing, my bag. Yes, it's different because me and Hatsu, when we moved to America, we never got new, like, school bags, so we just used the old one. It looks almost like a purse that you just hold in front of you. More talking. Well, I also get treated like this because of my name. When I first got to school, I told everyone my name was Jin, or my Japanese name, because silver means Jin in Japanese, because Jin is silver in Japanese. And one time, a class filled with like the popular kids, like my teacher called me Silver, and the next thing I knew, my best friend at the time, which wasn't Miku or Kaida, or that says Miku and the other one says Kaida, and they started like spreading rumors about me, and then whenever we hung out, she would just like, I hung out with some other kids, they would just tease me and like roast my name, and I just didn't like that sort of thing because I know I have a weird name. I know, guys, no need to comment, but I just really do. Bye, guys. I hope you enjoyed this short rant, and by short I mean this took me 8 minutes. Darn. Well, bye, guys. Have a good rest of the day.